now I'm just fucking around, right? But like I'm just doing this as a meme at this point, but like.
雨だれ石をもうがつ。
食材は全部持ったよ。
本当に俺を呼んだのか？
槍に磨きをかけるよ。
ひゅっひゅっせっふっふっせっせっはっ逃げ道はありません。この剣はわかるかい？雨描きがたし。やっはっせい。ここより弱滅の時。ふっやった股間奥義。ふっせい。ふっ裁きの雷。ふっふっそこ。見切りました。はっはっせっふっはっ。あら？やっ歌よ認識とた逃げ道はありません。そこた
気晴らしになるな。 待ちく。本当に俺を呼んだのか？
待たせちゃった？ここだよ。ふう。あちゃー。お？おう。待って、これじゃ面白くないよ。
雨描きがたし。無我の境地。てっやっふん裁きの雷てっ
足元に気をつけて。
左右ルカ動くべきだ。この件はわかるかい？ここより弱滅の時。やっふんてって
料理の時間だよ。やあ、話が通じないなら。
べきだ。形は精神と共にある。
でしょ。ふったそれはっ
股間奥義雨描きがたし。走るより飛ぶ方が早いよ。
かけっこしましょう。グオパー火を吹け。ここだよ。ふった
見切りました。
料理の時間だよ。
ひゅっ裁きの雷。やってったっせいやってやってせっとさい。
星と深淵を目指せ。ようこそ冒険者協会へ。
識となれ。雨描きがたし。逃げようなんて思わないでよね。逃げ道はありません。せはっ、無我の境地。やっはっせ足元に気をつけて。
星と深淵。無事今日の依頼。星と深淵。おっ、走るより飛ぶ方が早いよ。お、走るより飛ぶ方が早いよ。ふう。一緒に遊ぼうよ。お、裁きの雷。ふっふっせっふっせっ五感奥義。雨描きがたし。ここより弱滅の時。せっせっさっやっ、足元に気をつけ。逃げ道はありません。そこ。ふんふん。
不器用。 ル将軍。
すごいな。
ひゅっはっ。ひゅっはっ。見切りました。
サイウルコン、この剣はわかるかい？
グオパー火を吹け。師匠の
みんながそばにいてくれれば傷なんて痛まない。
無我の境地。はっはっはっはっはっ。
形は精神と共にあれ。計画が変わった。描き方灯火はいつか散る。分かってるんだ。
全力攻撃だ。
稲光、すなわち永遠なり。たっはっふったっ。やっはっ。
この剣はわかるかい？勉強になった。
のイカズチ。
嫌だ、助けて、食材が。
と見切りました。ひゅっ。裁きのイカズチ。
みんながそばにいてくれるわ傷なんて痛まない。
料理の時間だよ、師匠の技。
ここより弱滅の時。 やっせい逃げ道はありません。せっ
熱々でしょ。
裁きの雷そこやってた見切りました。
みんなは俺が守れ。燃えろ。
稲光すなわち永遠なり。やっとやっそこ裁きの雷
ルオパーよへ
次は本気を出すよ。動くべきだ。本屋より自宅の方がいいと思うんだ。この件はわかるかい？ ヒュッ 準備は万端だ。
For this one, you have to build the electro turret here. Electro turret here. 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 Now go here and dismantle this one. Dismantle this one. Fly down.
つれづ
Dismantle
れ
that
なる
electro
ま
as
ま
well.
にひくらしすずりに向かいて
Okay. With electro here. Okay, now we have 7 turrets. Build a cryo here. And a hydro here. That's all we need. We can just start. First the waves, enemies are really easy to kill, so no need to worry. Oh no, sorry, not the lava watcher, when those running Hilichur spawns. Just prepare here, when they are around this zone, use it to trap them, and they will get killed. There are in total 2 waves of those, or 3, I don't remember, should be 3. Those small one, don't care, yeah, no need to worry. Next wave is coming, so prepare the binding. Here we go. I guess if you have some character that can put some elements on them, you don't even need to do this. Also, I guess, yeah, my turrets can actually kill them without binding, but it's just for sure, guys. If their attack speed is a bit different because you beat the turret a bit later or something like that, yeah, you may need this binding. Just to make sure you will not leak anyone. Okay, when the lavature is here, bind, and we get killed easy. Okay, only last 3 enemies remain. You still have, yeah, all those points, so you will not run out of them. Prepare it. Find it in buffer here. Prepare another one. Use it. Off got killed. This one is coming, so we do it again. And here we go. Not totally AFK, but I guess just standing here and click a few buttons is simple to do, right? If you have hands, you should be able to do this. I mean, literally. So that's all, guys. Hope this video helped you to clear the mechanics for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye. Hello guys, someone is coming. Yeah, all those points, so we will not run out of them. Prepare it. Find it wind buffer here. Prepare another one.
Nice.
Who says there aren't benefits to a life of wandering?
Nice you.
All right. All right, I got a puzzle over here now. Apparently.
Prepare it. Points.
Time to go. I must remain calm.
Everybody stand back!
Let fallen leaves adorn my night.
Excuse me. Not bad.
Alright, only last 3 enemies remain. We still have, yeah, all those points.
この美しい風
We
景
will not run out of them.
そばに誰もいない以上
Prepare it.
私の不平を
I
引
need
き
to
立た
buffer
せ
here. Prepare another one. Use it. Buffer it. This one is coming.
Hopefully this puzzle's a little bit easier.
Because it to do this. I Oh no, sorry, not lava watcher, when those random villagers spawns. Just prepare here when they are around this zone. Use it to trap them.
I think I gotta switch it back.
There are in total 2 waves of those, or 3, I don't remember, should be 3. Those small one, don't care, yeah, no need to worry. Next wave is coming, so prepare the binding.
Oh, switch it back, lad.
There we go. I guess if you have some character that can put some elements on them, you don't even need to do this. Also, I guess, yeah, my turrets can actually kill them without binding, but it's just for sure, guys. If their attack speed is a bit different because you did the turret a bit later, or something like that, yeah, you may need this binding. Just to make sure you will not leak anyone. Okay, when the lavature is here, bind, and we'll get killed easy. Okay, only last 3 enemies remain. You still have, yeah, all those points, so you will not run out of them. Prepare it.
Follow the wind.
Find it when buffer here. Prepare another one. Use it.
Be still.
Buffer build. This one is coming, so build it again.
Wait, what? There more?
And here we go. Not totally AFK, but I
Wait, what?
guess just standing here and click a few buttons is simple to do, right? If you have hands, you should be able to do this. I mean,
Okay.
literally.
So we got
So guys,
Squirrely, Quirly, and
this is
Smurly.
the mechanics for today. Thanks for watching.
Oh, I know what
See you
this
in the next
is.
video. Bye.
That's this thing. Okay. Bop. 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 Let's see if we can remember this first try without taking a screenshot. Sound good? Alright. So,
Time to go.
Papacito? Papacito. Papacito? Opposito. Opposito. I got it!
A fateful offering.
Would you look at that? Look at that. There's another one right here. Whoa! We've got another quest! Another quest subject! Hello?
Time to go.
You up? What? Hello? Hello?
I don't know what they're answering, but whatever. How much of a difference is there between Kazuha and Sucrose? We've already answered that. My Raiden is running the Cat, and my Feather and ER Sands both have 25% rolls of attack. And I only have a good attack goblet on set. Should I grind for an Electro Goblet or run an attack Sands? It depends. I use an optimizer. Like, these questions is literally just use the optimizer. I don't know. It depends on your substats and shit. Is it worth pulling a unit like Yelan even when one already owns Kokomi and Mona? Potentially, yeah. But we'll see. If I already have enough ER to burst off cooldown for Ayaka on Amenoma, is it worth to switch to Blackcliff? Well, do you have enough ER to burst off cooldown on Blackcliff? But maybe. It could be, yeah. How does Yelan burst hit? Yeah, it... Bad news for you, homie. Bad news for you, homie. Will Yelan allow Toma to... Hey. How much of an increase is C2 Kazuha an international child in comparison to C0? It's 200 EM and like 8% damage percent, right? Which is a pretty massive difference. But also, is it worth 400 bucks? Fuck no. It's definitely like a noticeable increase, but also like, boy, is it not worth the money. If you're free-to-play player saving up for it, maybe it's fine, right? If you want to only focus on one or two teams, then it's probably something you want to do eventually. If you don't want to focus on one or two teams, if you want to play a bunch of different teams, definitely not worth it. Would I have any tips for getting into Genshin content creation? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I got into Genshin content creation by fucking yoinking views from Ziox, basically. Like, I got lucky. Like, I helped Ziox out with his guys at the beginning, and he got lucky with them popping off. And I got lucky that I was along for the ride, you know? I don't think I think that my journey through content creation isn't something that you can just try to replicate, because there's way too much luck involved. I know that there's some people that got into content creation and that got big because they know how to get big. But I don't. Like, I'm not the right person to ask that, unfortunately. Like, I literally just got lucky. And don't get me wrong, I think my content is good, and I think it's probably the best Genshin content around.
But just having good content isn't enough. You need to know how to market yourself, and you need to know how to like grow your brand and shit like that. And I don't know how to do that. I know that's what do you think about Chiminawa and Ayato? I would rather shave my balls with a poorly sharpened razor. It's don't. Make sure your razor is properly sharp. It is weird how the less sharp your sharp objects are, the more likely you are to cut yourself. It is funny. Like, I understand how it works, but it's still funny. It's just so funny. Why? Basically, razors are meant to, like, cut hair. But if your razor is not very sharp, it's going to be difficult for you to cut hair, and you're basically going to be required to either apply more pressure, try to move faster, and things like that, right? In order to make up for that lack of sharpness. And those things make you more likely to cut yourself. Same for kitchen knives, right? When your knife isn't sharp, like when your knife is really sharp, you basically put the knife on the thing, and then you basically cut like butter. You're vibing. But if your knife isn't sharp, you're gonna have to push down a little bit. That makes it more likely for the knife to slide off, to cut your finger, go to the hospital, right? Like those aren't things you want. You always want to have your sharp tools, razors, knives, all that shit. You want to have them sharp. The sharper they are, the safer they are. Provided you know how to use them, obviously. I assume that there's some point where becoming more sharp just becomes more dangerous. But yeah. Like up to a certain point, the sharper they are, the safer they are. Sharp spoon, true. Nice. Is DPS Venti stronger than full EM when swirling Hydro? Yes. But assuming you only swirl Hydro. Generally, when you Hydro infuse your Venti burst, it's either in a freeze team or in an electrocharge team. And in those teams, you're not just swirling Hydro, you're also swirling either Electro or Cryo. And so EM build is still better. But if you're like actually only swirling Hydro, then yeah, you're better off going for ADC build. I'm sorry, Kyle. You were bummed out when I wasn't there on the new Genshin podcast. Please make an appearance on the next one. Honestly, I've been considering quitting the Kuching Mains podcast because My schedule just doesn't align with 1010s. They always do it when I want to be sleeping. Easy kick 1010? No. No. Do your own podcast? True. True and based. What about hit lag extension? What it does and what causes it? Yeah, so we've actually wait. Well, I skipped over this one. Let's do this one first. Is Amenoma gene viable? Yeah, it is. Definitely is. Generally, you're basically always better off on gene using Favonia's sword if you have it, especially if you're struggling with ER. But if you don't, then yeah, Amenoma is probably pretty solid. I don't think there is a limit. If there is a limit, then it's so high that it's effectively doesn't matter for ER. But yeah, basically, you gain X amount of energy from each particle, and that X is increased by your ER. So for example, Jean gains 3 energy per animal particle that you catch when she's on the field. If she has a 150 ER, she's gonna gain 4.5 per particles, right? Yeah. Okay, mention hit lag and what it does. What about hit lag extension? Basically, hit lag extension is, hit lag is what happens when you hit an opponent and both your character and the enemy get like frozen for a few fractions of a second. But if you attack an opponent really fast, you'll get a bunch of hit lag. And because your character is frozen, your cooldowns still go down normally, but some abilities that last a certain amount of time will last longer with hit lag than without hit lag, right? If I use Xingqiu Burst and just auto attack until it's gone, right? Actually, let's do it like that. Yeah, okay. So you guys can see the cooldown, right? I'll auto attack until it's gone. Look at the cooldown that happens when we do an attack that should do a rain sword, but it doesn't. So it's at around 2, 1.82, right? It lasts 18 seconds. Actually, I don't even know if Xingqiu gets... You know what? Fuck it. I'm not going to do it with Xingqiu because I don't even know if Xingqiu gets affected by hit lag extension. I think he does, but I'm not even sure. I'll try. Zay can cut it out if it doesn't work. Yeah, Raiden is probably the best way to show it.
Let's get down to business. How's this? Light blade.
Okay, so we're still getting swords. The burst is over and we're still getting swords, right? Like the burst cooldown was still back up. Like we had our burst back up and we were still getting swords, right? Because that 18-second timer doesn't go down while you're in hit lag. And so that's what people call hit lag extension, where the duration of something gets extended by the hit lag. It's caused by just hit lag itself, and yeah, I mean it gives you more uptime than what it says on the tooltips of your abilities, basically. Like Hu Tao E lasts a bit longer than it says. Ayato E lasts a bit longer than it says. But yeah. Rosaria or Chongyun in freeze teams with Kokomi, both are C5. Who's your other cryo unit? Is it Ganyu? Is it Ayaka? Is it Kenya? Rosaria is a better battery. Chongyun gives you CDR if you have C2. It really depends on what you want. Okay. I have 2 EM pieces with 46 crit value for my Kazuha. Is it actually not ideal to build crits on him? I have 50, 100 crit on him, and I usually run fast so that I can funnel energy for other characters. Should I prioritize stacking more EM and ER instead? Yeah, you should prioritize stacking EM over crit. Like this 100% crit damage is completely useless. The crit rate can help if you have Fav, right? So keeping that crit rate isn't necessarily bad, but you have 50 points of crit damage that are really not doing that much. They're not completely useless, but you would be better off with EM. Okay, like if it's just that your pieces have a lot of crit damage, then it is what it is. But like you should still use them. They're so good pieces. But if you've got stuff like that gives you a bunch of crit damage, it's not worth losing out on ER and EM. Okay, if Klee can fit 3 to 5 charge attack per rotation, how much does she affect ER requirements? That's a good question. 2 energy, so that's 6 to 10 energy. So you need about 6 to 10 energy less ER. 6 to 10 energies worth of ER. No, it's probably, I mean, it depends on the teams, but generally that's like 10 to 20% less ER. It's gonna really depend. Okay, I have Ayato and Xiao. Should I spend my resin in the new domain or continue farming Emblem of Severed Fates? You can do either, honestly. I heard Mono Omen counts the same as elemental damage bonus. Is it true? Yes, it is. It's additive with other elemental damage bonus sources. Yeah, I don't know what the comparison looks like between Mono Omen and like Kokomi TDDS, but you definitely it's definitely not all that amazing. Okay, what do I think of a mode where everyone can choose from their characters, but each character has access to the exact same kits, which are static, and use their team to clear some levels of content as fast as they can? That'd be cool. I don't think it's ever gonna happen, but it would be cool. What are my thoughts on level 100 in the future? Do I think there will be a way to go level 100, or maybe ascend your characters up 1 star? Maybe gain an extra trait to the character that we all know that character should have had, like Kokomi being able to move her E like Fischl in Oz. And I don't think that's a good thing to add. I mean, it could be, right? It would be a buff to Kokomi, and a pretty big buff at that. But like, Kokomi's a good unit. She doesn't need a buff. So, what is this? No. I do like the idea of increasing the level cap, and that like at Ascension 7, right now the maximum Ascension is 6. If you could get another Ascension at Ascension 7, and it would unlock like a new type of progression system, like jewels or whatever you want to call it, right? But I don't know. I'm not too hopeful for the future, not gonna lie. That's just, it's endgame, right? How much ER and EM should you build on Yai? You shouldn't go out of your way to look for EM. ER, it depends on the team. You can go 130 to 150 is a pretty fine thing to try to go for. Does a 30% ER from Shogun's weapon affect the first slash of her burst through the passive? It does, right? I think it does. I'm not like 100% sure, but it should. It definitely should, right? I haven't tested it because I don't really care that much about 5-star weapons, but it would be really dumb if it didn't. Okay, chat's saying yes, so I think it does, yeah. How do you understand whether or not your attack is enough? If you can clear the content, then you have enough stats. Like that's the best answer I can give you. Should I switch my Ganyu from Prototype Crescent R5 to Moon's Moon R1 or some other bow in an Ayato, Ganyu, Venti, Kazuha, Diona freeze team? If you can't get weak spot hits, sure. You don't need to do a lot of charge shots. All you need to do is one charge shot every however many seconds before you use your burst. It doesn't even have to be a fully charged charge shot either. It can literally just be one charge shot like this, and then use your burst. But if you do manage to get that shot, then Prototype Crescent is by far her best 4-star weapon. If you can't get it, if you find yourself struggling to get it consistently, then you can use a Moon's Moon instead, sure. Should you switch Bennett from Skyward to Aquila? Is a little bit of additional attack really worth losing that extra ER? It depends, but on Rational team, you should have enough ER even without the Skyward energy recharge. Like, you should have enough. But try it, and if you can't get your burst back, then go back to Skyward. Ugh. How does a C0 Kazuha do? What does a C0 Kazuha do that a C6 Sucrose can't in a reaction team? I mean, the way that his infusion works is different. It's generally more consistent to get the infusion you want on him. But then again, at the same time, sometimes it's also worse. Anyways, basically, generally, he just gets better, he gets better personal damage because he actually uses his burst, generally. And, what was the other thing? Oh yeah, and because he's not like stuck with TTDS, because not that being stuck with TTDS is a bad thing, right? Like if you had a TTDS sword, you would use it, but because he doesn't have that weapon, and he doesn't have like an amazing weapon other than his 5-star weapon, then you'll often find yourself using Favonius, which also helps with your energy generation on the rest of your team. His cooldown on his E is also lower than Sucrose's, so yeah. What reaction do I want Dendro to do? That's too long of a question to answer. We've been on this for almost 4 hours already. I'm sorry. What are my thoughts on Xiaoden? I've already talked about that earlier. Why are you posting 3 questions in a row? Ugh. What's the best freeze team if I don't have any 5-star cryo DPS? Chaos, Shinto, Kazuha, Rosaria? Yeah, probably. If so, in that team, would Blizzard Trayer, Emblem, VV, Blizzard Trayer, no Noblesse be the best artifacts? No. You definitely want to get that Noblesse. I'm not sure if you want to go... Because the thing is, you're going to have Chaos, Shinto, and Rosaria. One of them is going to be on Noblesse, the other 2 are going to be on Blizzard Trayer. Fuck Emblem. Blizzard Trayer. Even on Shinto. But because Shinto doesn't get as much out of Blizzard Trayer, maybe he should be on Noblesse. That's probably it, honestly. Can I explain how soup teams work? Don't think you fully understand. Is it basically the same as Sucrose, Kokomi, Xiangling, Fischl? What are some good soup teams? It is basically the same as Sucrose, Kokomi, Xiangling, Fischl. Basically, it's just... You can look at like the amount of numbers that are on screen, right? That's basically what soup is. It's getting a fuck ton of different numbers, right? You get a big ass soup of numbers. That's what soup is all about. And soup teams are basically just you use an animal unit, a pyro unit, a hydro unit, and an electro unit. And you trigger a lot of overloads and electro charges and vaporizes and a bunch of reactions. You use chain reactions with swirls and all of that. Examples of soup teams, what I just did. You got Raiden Sunfire, you got Tsukukomon, you got I guess that's basically it for the like popular soup teams. How much EM does Hu Tao need? You don't need a certain amount of EM. More stats is always more good than less stats. More stats, more good. But before 100 EM is better than crit. Between 100 and 200 EM is like always better than HP percent. After 200 EM, it kind of depends. Thoughts on Sayu Overload? I don't like it. It's not terrible, but I just don't like it. What teams can you make to use all your animal characters? Sayu, Venti, Sucrose have 4-star characters except Goro and Yanfei, and your other 5-star C0 Hu Tao, C2 Mona. Blendable for Kazuhara and TF Kazuhan on one side and Sucrose C0 or Overload Sayu. Bennett on the other side. Do I think you consistently clear with that? Yeah. Yeah, probably. Obviously, teams without cryo would struggle a lot in like this abyss because you kind of need cryo for the shield breaking, but like, yeah, you'd be fine generally. I don't know. I don't think there's any like teams that are very inherently consistent that use Sayu, Venti, and Sucrose, like a combination of two of those. But you can always just make a taser team with Venti, right? Like, it's fine. It's definitely not bad. Thoughts on physical Ayaka? No. For a Dolphin, is it better to go for a C4 Ayaka plus C0 Yelan plus signature weapon plus C0 Kazuha, or C2 Ayaka, C2 Yelan, C2 Kazuha? I don't know. I don't think C2 Yelan is all that amazing in freeze teams. Alright, I'm just gonna time out mods. Can you guys time out the people that are making fun of the person for saying they're a dolphin? 24 hours. I don't want that shit in my chat. Make it. You can make it an hour instead of 24 hours.